In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to see a new topic, so stay with us till the end. There's a story in the Bible about a man who hid his sins. It was Saint David. The prophet David did many righteous deeds, and his sins also recorded. In the Bible, not only good stories are written, but also bad stories. Why is it necessary to write the history of bad people or fallen people? It is so that we sinners do not lose hope, so that we can rise with hope by seeing those who have fallen and risen. What is the first sin of Prophet David? It is idleness. When a person is unemployed, Satan gives him work. The work that Satan gives to humans is sin. David was walking on the roof of his house when he saw Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, and he did not just look at her. He wanted to have sex with her and asked her, "Is she the wife of Uriah?" They said, "She is the wife of Uriah." The David's speech should have ended there, but he called her and he committed adultery. So this woman became pregnant. Now think about it. It wouldn't be good for David to be accused of raping a soldier's wife. So he called Orion from the battlefield, saying, "I have to fix this." What he planned was to have Orion come and sleep with his wife and claim the fetus as his. He summoned him from the battlefield, intending to sleep with his wife. Saint David went to all this distance to hide his sins, and food was sent to Uriah from the palace. He was given special care. Uriah ate and drank, and then he spent the night outside. When David heard this, he spent the night outside, and he asked him why he had made the arrangements outside. Uriah said to him, "The ark of God is outside, and the soldiers of Israel are fighting with the enemy. How can I go in and sleep with my wife?" This answer from Orion is surprising. The prophet David slept with a man's wife, but he did not dare to sleep with his wife while the Ark of the Covenant was resting at the gate, and the soldiers of Israel were fighting the enemy. What is most interesting is when Orion, who was captured and returned to Judah, explained to David about the Ark of Zion, who leaped for joy before the Ark of Covenant. This Gentile, Orion, explained the glory of the Ark of Covenant to King David, and sometimes it shows how Gentile nations can be more morally superior to those who say they believe in God. Don't you remember the story of Prophet Jonah? Those Gentiles said, "Arise and call on your God." So imagine, a prophet like Jonah who literally spoke to God. The Gentile woke him up saying, "Pray to your God, call on your God." Sometimes, we people who say we believe in God fall into sin. Gentiles who are far from God can surpass us in morality. Why do you think God write them down, the sins of David? There is no one closer to God than David. He is a man who converses with God, but he has fallen into sin. God called Saint David like my heart. Despite all this holiness, Saint David was not spared from falling into sin. There is no one who has not been humiliated by sin. We should not believe in anyone around sin, because this is great and righteous person whom we call a great father may one day fall into sin. A person does not commit sins only when he has finished the race and is walking with God, like Saint Paul. Therefore, we should not follow people, but rather, as the Bible tells us, we should not follow their good deeds, so that we may imitate them in faith. But if that person falls into sin, we should not be deterred from our path by saying that this person does not commit sins, because there is no one who has not been humbled by sin. Returning to the story, the prophet David tried to get Orion to sleep with his wife, and he again gave him food and drink, but he did not sleep with his wife. He spent the second time outside, and when he asked him why, he gave the answer we saw earlier. What David did at this time, since this man would not listen, he decided to kill him. So he wrote a letter and sent him back to the battlefield. Orion didn't know what awaited him ahead.